In this video, I am going to share with you how a linear accelerator can be used for giving more energy to charged particles. Regarding that, first of all, let us understand what is the principle on which this linear accelerator works. The principle of working of this linear accelerator is that a charged particle gets accelerated to a very high energy if it repeatedly passes through some high potential difference. Now let us come to construction of linear accelerator. It consists of a fixed number of hollow cylindrical tubes which are arranged coaxially in a straight line. Starting from the source of particles, length of the cylindrical tubes is logically kept in the increasing order. The cylindrical tubes are connected alternately to the terminals of a high frequency oscillator, that is first, third, fifth, seventh and so on. These are connected to one terminal of oscillator, and even number tubes, that is second, fourth, sixth, etc., are connected to the second terminal of oscillator. Using oscillator, the polarity of both the sets of cylindrical electrodes can be reversed after every half cycle of AC power supply. The charged particles are injected at the moment when first cylindrical electrode has polarity opposite to that of particles, so that the particles are attracted towards first tube. The frequency of AC oscillator is so adjusted that the polarity of tubes gets reversed at the moment when the particle reaches gap between first and second cylindrical tube. As a result, the particle gets again accelerated towards second tube. This process is repeated till the particle acquires the required amount of energy. The high energy particles coming out of the last tube are then made to strike the target. This is about the working of linear accelerator. Now during working there are some problems. One of the problems is radial focusing of charged particles. It is nothing but the process of focusing the charged particles towards the common axis of cylindrical tubes while crossing the gap between two tubes. It is required because the charged particle gets deviated from straight line path when it reaches the gap between any two tubes. It is due to the curved nature of electric lines of force appearing near the gap. After this, next main point of discussion is phase focusing of charged particles. Because of different amounts of energies gained by different particles, the phase difference between any two particles gets changed in successive gaps. The process of making all the charged particles to reach the successive gaps with a constant phase difference is called phase focusing. So these two focusing processes are very necessary for proper functioning of a linear accelerator. Now let me brief some points about theory of this accelerator. The length of tubes is not randomly chosen. There is a particular relation for length of any nth tube. So using this formula, the length of first, second, third tube is decided. By putting value of n, you can calculate required length of any nth tube. In this relation, F is frequency of connected AC oscillator, m is mass of charged particle, and q is charge of the particle. V naught is peak value of potential applied. K stands for kinetic energy of the particle at the time of its injection into the accelerator. So using this relation, we can decide the length of first tube, then length of second tube, and so on. That's all. Thanks a lot. I expect comments from the viewers, and I will try to respond to those comments also.